Hello, my name is Michelle Keane from Knocknagoshel in County Kerry, and I'm running as an independent candidate for the Castleisland electoral area in the upcoming Kerry County Council local elections in June. And I'm asking you to vote number 1 for me, Michelle Keane. St. Patrick rocks. St. Patrick's Day kicked off with the great John Lennon, renowned world champion runner, as Grand Marshal in Castleisland Parade, which has now become one of the biggest parades in the country, with full credit going to organiser Charlie Farley, independent councillor, who is set to top the poll in the local upcoming elections. I believe Boyle Sports in Castleisland, next to Tom McCarthy's bar, have now started taking bets on Charlie to top the poll. Huge congratulations to the Kerry team for making an unbelievable comeback from the Dublin drumming to beat the Rossies yesterday. While across the pond, it was a right circus in Piccadilly, where we had our Minister for Education, Norma Foley, and Panti Bliss parading around London with Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Norma said it was a privilege to be in London with Panti Bliss. I have no doubt, but it's only a matter now of time until we see Panti Bliss parading down Denny Street on Rosewick or at the Dome in August. In New York, we had our Taoiseach, Micheál Martin, confirming to the few Yanks that listened to him how great the Irish were, after Ireland's overall financial aid sent to Ukraine since February 2022 now amounts to over €212 million. Sure, we're a mighty little island. Our Taoiseach was flanked by US Senator Tim Kennedy and Letitia Tish James, the 67th Attorney General of the state of New York, who in 2018 became the first woman of colour to hold statewide office in New York and the first woman to be elected Attorney General. I thought now myself this was a bit ironic of our Taoiseach, as only a week ago he campaigned, along with Fianna Fáil, to vote yes to take away Irish women's powers from our constitution. During a quiet period in the parade, one Irish expat could clearly be heard roaring, "Go home and get your housing built. You ran the country into the ground." Even the Yanks and the Donald Trump supporters were not falling for our Taoiseach's bullshit and left halfway through the parade. Like the Irish people, they've also had enough. Nowhere else in the world does St. Patrick's Day like New York, Mr. Micheál Martin told the crowd. Now, Fionn Fitzgerald clearly hasn't brought Micheál Martin ever to see Castleisland St. Patrick's Parade, or he would not have come out with such an outlandish statement like this. We need Micheál Martin and this cobbled cartel of an Irish government, including Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, Sinn Féin, the Labour, the Social Democrats, the People Before Profit and the Healy-Raes dynasty out of power immediately, as they have destroyed our country through their misuse of power and their own personal financial game plan. This cartel-led type government needs to stop immediately. The more independents now that run in local elections, the better. Our Taoiseach, Leo Varadkar, defended being less forceful with President Biden during his White House visit about the military support his country is providing in Israel. He said he wasn't shocked by America's strong support for Israel. I appreciate we live in a world where everyone has to be angry all the time and is encouraged to get angry, and then when you're not angry, you're asked, "Why aren't you angry?" our Taoiseach said. The Irish people have had enough now of Leo and Roderick O'Gorman and are extremely very angry at them, as the Integration Minister on his visit to the Pride House in Japan has denied claims that asylum seekers were moved from Dublin city centre because of St. Patrick's weekend celebration. Roderick O'Gorman said the decision to shift around 150 refugees from Mount Street to Saggart, County Dublin, was made after the new site became available in the last 10 days. O'Gorman said that the accommodation on offer to the asylum seekers will not just be for St. Patrick's weekend. And he said that while the Cruxland provisions are basic, they are significantly better than the site at Mount Street. Roderick O'Gorman needs to go immediately. How is this man still allowed to be in power after he openly admitted that his department deleted 3 out of the 4 reports pertaining to the children that are taken into care by Tulsa? Did you know that Roderick O'Gorman signed off an arrangement which saw Tulsa work in relation to the care of children sourced out to some African gentleman in Dublin who was paid over €9 million in the last 2 years. And we wonder now how our over 20 children went missing in state care in the month of January alone. Why are the opposition parties like the Healy-Rae dynasty and Sinn Féin not doing more about this? Is it because of their vested interest and personal gain in housing Ukrainians for over €600,000 that they feel they can't do more for our missing and very vulnerable children in our society? In my opinion, Mary Lou and Sinn Féin have done nothing to find out where these innocent children are gone. This is a national disgrace. Fears now are growing that the shamrock is on the way out. Traditionally, the three-leaf shamrock is said to have been used by St.Patrick to illustrate the Christian doctrine of the Trinity while Christianizing Ireland in the 5th century, and it was worn on the feast day of March the 17th. O'Neill's Flowers in Carlingford, County Louth, was producing over 110,000 pots of shamrock in 2015. But in less than 10 years, demand has fallen to 50,000 pots, and Garrod believes that this figure will decrease future next year. If you go to St. James's Gate in Dublin and ask for a Guinness, it will be emblazoned with a shamrock in the cream, but no one seems to want to wear the emblem of St. Patrick anymore. If we allow this to happen, in my opinion, we might as well forget being Irish. We need to protect the growth of shamrock and our culture. I'm off now to put a few quid on Charlie Farley topping the poll in the upcoming elections. Sure, 'tis all to play for. Look, I know now I'm up against it as a woman running for election in such a dominated male race. But look, I, Michelle Keane, am keen on my county, and I'm asking you for your number one to vote for me. Let's make Castleisland great again. Ireland now for the Irish. Gurav Mila Mahagat.